It's the Muppet Show, starring
Mhm.
the Muppets, I guess. With special guest star, this puppet that we found on the street that's gonna replace Jack.
Oh my god.
Hi, everyone!
So, are you a multiverse variant of Jack? We were getting a few of those for a while from the TVA, but then we kind of fell out with them. We ran out of Jacks. But are you a new Jack?
You can call me Jules.
All right,
Jules.
Jules, welcome to the show.
Hi.
So yeah, Jack has been replaced by a puppet. I don't know how he feels about that, but
And I cut my hair.
have you seen Muppets Mayhem, Jules? Because that would be really convenient for us. All right, good, awesome. So yeah, we are going. Oh, Cher's here too. Hi, Cher. Sorry, I was distracted by the puppet.
It's okay. It's not the first time I've been ignored. You just have to wait for a while until I haunt your dreams.
Well, in my defense, like, look at him. He's a. What are you, Jules? If you don't mind me asking.
Jules.
All right, Jules is Jules. I like the Papa Smurf hat.
Thank you.
I actually thought it was like Sam I Am from like Green Eggs and Ham at first. I don't
I
know.
thought it was Santa briefly, but no, it is Jules, our new respected co-host, the backbone of this show, if you will. And speaking of this show, that show is called Disney Plus Pals, and welcome. It's been a hot second, but we're back. We're better than ever because Jack is gone, I guess.
Oh dear.
New and improved. Yeah, we watched the first 4 episodes of Muppets Mayhem, which was actually my suggestion on the list. The reason I picked it was it isn't just because I'm a huge Muppets fan. It actually surprised me a little bit. Like, the first 2 episodes are just kind of they're okay. But once you get to like episode 4, 5, 6, it gets really good and they start digging into the characters. But
Yeah. I didn't finish the entire thing. I think I watched up to episode 6.
Oh, you kept watching. That's cool.
Yeah, I kept watching because I was like, oh, this is kind of cute. I mean, yeah, like what you said, like the first 2 episodes are kind of meh. Episode 2 specifically is my least favorite out of the 4 that we were supposed to watch. But yeah.
They got to set up Nora in the first 2 episodes, but they get that out of the way pretty quickly. Jules.
Oh, thank goodness, because I thought it was gonna be like one of those other like Alvin the Chipmunks or the Smurfs
Yeah.
thing.
That is the vibe I was getting. Jules, did you have any before we go into episode by episode? Did you have anything you wanted to say about the Mayhem?
Life-changing.
Life changing. You want to?
No, they're not Muppets I'm overly familiar with. Prior to this show, I'm not familiar with Mayhem lore. I'm not a Mayhead. Well, new animal, Dr. Teeth, Janice.
Zoot.
Didn't know that name.
You didn't know Zoot?
I did not know Zoot.
Honestly, I didn't know Zoot either.
Oh, Zoot's awesome. He's Zoot. That's the
honestly,
only way to describe
honestly,
him.
the only one I remember the name was Animal. Animal was the only one that I knew.
I'm right there with you guys. I wasn't like a fan of the Electric Mayhem. I had a respect for them because I loved Animal, and I always thought, Dr. Teeth looked so weird because he's got those really stretchy arms.
Yeah.
I always liked the designs of these Muppets, but they weren't my favorite characters. You got Kermit, you got Fozzie, you got all of them. After this show, I love the Mayhem. The Mayhem are now some of my favorite Muppets. I really do like them a lot. Did you guys have any similar changes or any funny moments that made you go, oh, these characters are actually kind of cool now?
I mean, I really like Janice because I really like the hippie
For
vibe.
sure.
That's for sure. Which I thought Janice was actually pretty cool. Honestly, I probably could use some tips from her, because like anxiety, and I could only do some like yoga and possibly sleep on a bunch of pillows for sure. And I didn't know she had a twin sister.
That's a hell of a reveal.
The lore!
I wonder if there is a season 2, which, I guess slight spoilers for the finale, they kinda set one up. Kinda. If there is a season 2, maybe we could dig more into that and learn about Janet's sister, and maybe they're falling out. That'd be really cool.
For sure.
So I knew all the characters and liked them a little bit because in the ABC Muppet Show there is actually one whole episode. Actually, there's a few, but there's one episode where like the Mayhem are essentially the main characters and they're hanging out with Kristen Chenoweth, and it's really funny.
Oh, Glinda.
My
from Wicked.
personal highlight is Dr. Teeth and Floyd get in a feud. And Dr. Teeth goes, "You can get back in that band, or I'll drag you by your mustache." I mean, they're humorous characters. They've always been funny, and I love how, like, very zoned out both Janet and Zoot are, but kind of in different ways. Janet is an airhead, meanwhile Zoot is... What the hell is Zoot?
Not even present.
I mean,
Zoot's not on this planet, man.
I don't know if it's like, maybe because episode 5 though kind of explains some things.
I'm not gonna share knows. I'm not gonna spoil it for you, Jules, but episode 5 seems to suggest a little bit about Zoot. Oh wait, you saw episode 6, right, Cher?
Yeah, I watched up to episode 6.
You saw my favorite joke with Zoot in it. Let's not talk about it because we don't want to spoil it for Jules.
We don't talk about Zoot. No. We don't talk about Zoot. No.
We don't. We gotta save that. Jules, since you're new, what did you like about the show before we go in episode by episode? Give us the deets.
As you said, it's brilliant. The character designs of the Mayhem. They're Muppets.
Mm-hmm.
They're Muppets. They're all beautiful.
Of course.
But yeah, I wasn't sure what a show centered around them would be like. I've only seen the first 4 episodes, and then the opening skit from episode 5, the Master of Puppets. Mwah. No, I really enjoyed it.
I guess you could say that we were guaranteed mayhem.
That's the one thing we were guaranteed. Jules didn't like that one.
You know who should also join the band, or who should know about it?
Mm-hmm.
You guys know the Allstate commercials? No?
Kinda?
Okay, so basically the Allstate commercials, there's the black guy, and then there's the other dude who causes mayhem. They call him mayhem guy or whatever, where he's causing all the accidents.
I have no idea who that is, and I know nothing of these commercials.
Trust me, just look it up. I think it's called Allstate Mayhem Guy. There's some really funny commercials with him. It's so funny.
The only thing I know about Allstate is, and these commercials are kind of going back a little bit, but they used to have that like a good neighbor. Oh no, that's State Farm. Fuck,
that's not
Farm. Allstate.
Oh. Allstate
is the "Are you in good hands?" people.
Yeah.
Okay, well in that case, I know even less about Allstate. But moving
it's okay. On this, how do you feel about Jake though? How do you feel about Jake from State Farm?
I'm not gonna say I love Jake from State Farm, but I will say I like khakis. So there you go. But the one other thing I'm gonna say before we dive in is there is technically a new member of the Mayhem if you want to count it, because he's been there a little bit, but this is the first time he's had like a defined personality, and he really ends up becoming like a standout. The character of Lips.
Oh.
Well,
Oh, I thought he was there like the entire time. I didn't know he was new.
No?
so he's not necessarily new. There's a little bit of info that goes into this. So I don't know when Lips showed up exactly, but I know one of his first speaking roles was in the ABC Muppet Show, and Zoot didn't, not Zoot, but Lips. Lips didn't talk like how he does in this show, where it's mostly gibberish that everyone can understand, but occasionally you can make out what he's saying, and it's funny. He used to just have a rocker voice. Like, I remember him saying at one point, "We love gas station sushi." Like, he's not... Yeah, there's some context to that joke. But, he wasn't this character. So they kind of changed Lips to give him... Lips is basically God in this show. Lips just has all the connections. He has everything we need at any given moment. And Lips, much like Zoot, kind of seems on another plane. I don't know. I just love that. And it's very clear by episode 5, Jules. But
So pretty much, if I could, I'd make a deal with Lips and I get him to swap our places because I've been running up that road, I've been running up that place, whatever, the giant hill. Yeah.
If I only could make a deal with Lips. But
And no, I only like the song because I think it's good. It has nothing to do with Stranger Things.
it has
I like the
everything to
song
do
by
with Stranger
itself
Things.
without knowing it's from Stranger Things.
They use it so well in Stranger Things. It's so good. But Jules, the thing I had a thought that I was gonna say. Oh, by episode 5, it becomes very clear that this is just a giant band of hippies. It might have already been clear, but by episode 5, it's like there is no debate on whether or not this is a band of hippies. You'll see eventually if we cover those episodes. But we're not here to talk about those episodes, even though episode 5 is probably the best one. We are here to talk about the first 4, and we shall get into it. So episode 1 is kind of simple. It's mostly about the Mayhem coming out of retirement, I guess. Not really retirement because they're on tour, but essentially forever ago, Dr. Teeth was dating a woman named Penny and made a deal with her that she would he would do an album, like the Electric Mayhem would do an album for Penny and her record company. Now, fast forward to the modern day, because that was back before the 80s and stuff. This new person who works there, an assistant, Nora, finds that documented paperwork, decides, hey, we need to get them to do this album in order for us to save the record label. So she reaches out to the Mayhem, they acquiesce, they end up briefly ruining her life and sabotaging her relationship with her sister. But at the end, they win her over and she realizes that she might be able to pull this off and get this album made. And there's all these wacky characters like her ex who's back and trying to buy the company, and there's this romance between Penny and Dr. Teeth. Will they get together? Can they get together? All this jazz.
Yeah, so wait, I have a question. So I know in the first episode Animal has a liking for Nora.
Nora.
Can Muppets and humans,
So,
how do I put it, that's like not rated R or anything?
no, we can go rated R. You can ask if Muppets fuck. That's okay.
Do they?
So here's the thing, and I'm ashamed to say I know this. The ABC Muppet Show actually touches on this a little bit. So, there are 2 references to Muppets getting down in that show. Bye, Jules. See ya. Jules is taking a break.
Oh,
There are 2 references in that show to Muppets getting down. One of them is Kermit acknowledges that he was intimate with Miss Piggy at one point, and
how does a frog and a pig, how do they do that?
ask Family Guy. So Those who know. But there's also a subplot in that show where Fozzie and I can't remember the woman's name that he's dating, but Fozzie is straight up dating a human in that show, and I believe Gonzo might also go on a date with a human. So it does happen. But they kind of establish later in the show. You can return now, Jules. It's going to get wholesome again. They they reveal later in the show that that Animal's connection to Nora might be more of a best friend connection. Like he views himself as Nora's protector.
Oh, okay. Because I thought I haven't watched the end, but I thought they were going to yeah.
You thought they were gonna get together?
I don't know why.
Animal never gets the girl.
Shame.
Well, he did get the girl in Muppets in Space, actually, which was really funny.
Well, it was either Animal and Nora or Nora and.
No,
Wait.
Cher, we need all these forced love triangle shenanigans. We need Nora to get with the humans. It can't be as simple as she just loves a Muppet. No, we gotta do this bullshit. That
Isn't
is
she
my big
technically in a
criticism.
love square?
Well, it's not really a love square because, again, Animal kind of, like, later ends up helping one of the sides. I won't say which side, but Animal ends up picking a side later and trying to help out someone with Nora. So it really is just Animal gives up on being romantic with Nora at one point and just becomes a good friend.
Oh.
Yep. But honestly, this show, like, these first episodes are funny. They're not bad episodes, but episode 3 and 4 is when we're going to have some meat to talk about. But these episodes are good. Some of the highlights for me was the reveal that Penny and Teeth had a past. Because Penny is such a funny-looking Muppet. Like, this is like an elderly Edna Mode in terms of design, like an elderly, a little bigger Edna Mode with the big glasses. And I love how they designed her. And they do some funny shit with Penny. Jules, did you have anything to say about the first episode? You're new, Jules, so I keep feeling like I need to give you the spotlight.
No, that's all right. Okay, Penny's design, moi. The teeth and her history is very funny. I think, as we've said, the first two are the weaker of the episodes we're discussing.
Yeah. There's one episode this season I think is bad, and that happens later. But these two episodes are just kind of okay, but not as strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll check my notes.
Okay.
Oh, he has notes?
He has no. Well, that's why I got him. I went out to the street and said, "Hey, has anyone seen Muppets Mayhem?" And no one answered. Then I said, "Does anyone have notes?" And then this puppet appeared. Don't question the fact that Jack is from a different continent than me. That's not part of the lore. Why he's in Jack's house, I don't know. Maybe Jules murdered Jack. Who's to say?
Are you a cop?
Maybe.
I don't know why, but the first episode kind of reminds me of, like, the first episode of Glee.
Really? Do tell.
I don't know. I don't know,
Explain
'cause,
that.
like,
It's okay.
I don't know how to explain it. I was just getting Glee vibes, because,
Well,
you know.
I can kind of see it. It's a musical show. The whole song pertains about, like, music and singing, so I get the Glee connection.
And I don't know why I thought they were going to sing Don't Stop Believing, like, 500 times or something.
They did sing True Colors.
Yeah, so... Oh, I'm dropping my phone.
Okay, you have a cell phone.
I got it. It's locked. Give me a moment. I don't have fingerprints.
It's okay, Jules. We understand. I don't have fingerprints either. The Men in Black took them from me. That's a... Do people still watch Men in Black? Are people gonna get a Men in Black reference in 2023?
Guess what, guys? I found Prince.
I don't want to do this joke with you.
I found Prince.
Did you get your notes, Jules? No?
No.
Okay, I'll keep going for a minute. What else about episode 1? Oh, fucking, they do Can You Picture That Again, which was really fun. It was nice to see them painting the house. I couldn't tell if they actually did it or if that was like CG or something. I assume it was CG. I can't imagine they actually painted a house all those colors. Danny Trejo showing up really made me laugh, though. That's not the shack!
That's one of my notes! Danny Trejo!
I just love that at this point Danny Trejo is popping up in every Muppets project. I hope he becomes the Stan Lee of Muppets. Sherry, you got anything to add about episode 1?
I mean, not really, other than like Nora was really connected with her father.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they set up Nora's sister, whose name I can't remember. I guess I could talk about the human characters a little bit. When watching the show, I was kind of concerned that the humans were gonna suck, and believe me, there's times when they do. We'll get there. But Nora and her sister ended up being the two human characters I actually liked. Because they did kind of sell me on the sister connection thing. Like, they have multiple episodes about their conflict.
Oh, I think her name is Hannah.
It might be Hannah. I think you're right. Maybe I can relate to it because me and my brother, like, took a while to get our relationship going, too. But I really like Hannah's stuff, and I like that in episode 3, she goes to the Mayhem when she's at a low moment, and it's such a good part of the episode. All right, I saw you reading your phone there, Jules. You got it? You ready?
Yes.
All right, go. You have the stage.
Danny Trejo!
Danny Trejo.
Danny
Also-
Trejo.
The band's name, joke. It's where Pink Floyd built that wall. They hired the Carpenters. The Who? Nah, man, the Carpenters.
Yeah, I don't know a ton about music, but that got me.
Best joke in episode 1.
I think I agree with that. I also love Dr. Teeth just being in the hot tub saying, hot tub. I don't know why, that got a chuckle out of me.
My last note is cliffhanger. That's it.
That's pretty much all I have to say about episode 1. Oh yeah, that cliffhanger that goes literally nowhere. Because in the next episode, they're just off the cliff. I guess I'll also bring up, at the end of every episode after the credits, there's like a little bit with Zoot where he takes a picture with his camera. I don't actually remember any of these bits because they're not super funny. I know at the end he name drops Kermit, like he's like, oh, Kermit's gonna like that, but that's the only one I can really remember.
Oh shoot! I didn't realize they did that. I literally just went to the next episode.
Oh, that's in the last
post-credit scenes. This is a Disney podcast.
Yeah, Cher, we got Secret Invasion coming up next week. You gotta get ready for this. You gotta stay for them credits.
But what about my pick? You haven't done my pick yet.
We might do... We'll negotiate. We'll figure it out. We might be doing Secret Invasion like 2 episodes at a time like we used to. We'll figure it out. But let us go to the next episode. Unless we want to give ratings for this episode now. Do we, or do we want to do them all at the end?
What did we do last week?
I have no idea.
We did Bluey.
We
How did you rate them?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I have no idea how we
No,
rated them.
we did it at the end the last time.
Did we?
Yeah.
Okay, then we'll save it for the end. So let's go to episode 2 then. Sorry, Jules, I shouldn't have expected you to know. You weren't here then. May or may not have existed back then. Do you have a long life, Jules? But let's dig into you as a character. What's your history?
Are you part of the never-ending story?
Are you part of the never-ending story? Are you related to Falcor?
Are we not all a part of that never-ending story?
That's deep, man.
Yeah, no,
For sure.
Muppet joke. No, there's a movie. I was in a movie.
Oh, you were in a movie?
I'll make sure that goes in the description
Oh, nice. Okay.
down below.
Everybody check out Jules' movie.
Yay.
I'm gonna watch the shit out of that after this because I love this puppet. Okay.
I was created for that movie, and now I just am.
The never-ending story.
I always wondered what happened to puppets after they're done doing their shoots. By the
We
way,
end up on YouTube podcasts.
I don't think it happens in this episode. Just in case it did happen in the block of 4 we watched, I'll mention it. They reference the Feebles in this show. They reference Meet the Feebles.
I do not remember that.
So I think that probably means it's in episode 5, 6, 7, one of those. There's 10 episodes in the whole. So it's actually going to take us a few episodes to cover the whole series, but we'll get there. We'll get there. And with that, episode 2. So episode 2 is, I would say, a little funnier just because a bit they do later with Penny. But episode 2 is essentially the band just kind of screwing around when they're supposed to be songwriting. Nora is trying to, like, get them to be more active, so she starts telling them all these lies. Like, she's like, we're gonna play the Hollywood Bowl. This really famous guy who Neil doesn't know is gonna help finance everything. Like, she just starts trying to fake it till she makes it. But it turns out, in a surprise twist of fate, Janet is allergic to lies, and this actively starts killing her, which I thought was kind of funny.
I was kind of scared at that point. I was like, is Janice okay? What's going on?
On a rewatch, I also noticed in episode 1, when Nora lies, Janet sneezes, which I thought was a pretty good detail. I like this episode. It's funny. Again, the first 2, they're still getting started, but I like it a lot. There's some really good bits in here. I do love the idea that in the first, when we established the fact she's allergic to lies, she just fell over, and then the next time we see her, she's in the hospital with, like, the heart machine and everything hooked up to her. It just works for me, man. Penny's good this episode, too.
Yeah.
You guys got anything to say about episode 2?
Not really.
Yeah, I didn't take notes for episode 2.
It wasn't my favorite. It was meh.
It was better than 1. Better than 1.
It had some good laughs in it. I do really like the line of, "Can I come in?" "Well, you can stand outside the door. I don't want Janet to fall at the hands of your vicious lies."
Dang, savage.
Every now and then Floyd will say a line as if he's kind of subtly singing it, and I like it.
Yeah. Floyd, I didn't know Floyd's name prior to this, and now he's one of my favorite of the Mayhem.
Floyd steps up this show. We'll be talking about that more in episode 3, but a good chunk of the characters turn out to be really cool characters. Like, episode 6 is when we really dig into Dr. Teeth. But, Jules, you know how episode 3 is really about Animal as a character? They kind of start doing that after this. Like, they dig into all the band in episode 5. They dig into Teeth in episode 6. Then I think it's 7, which is the episode I hate. One of the episodes I hate. There's one episode that's almost completely about the love triangle. That's the episode I hate. Yeah. Hate's a strong word because it's still a funny episode, but, like, that episode gets fucking annoying. We'll talk about that when we get there.
For sure.
But
For sure.
I think what I really liked about episode 2 is they do the lie reveal in episode 2. and we don't have to deal with it for the rest of the show.
Yeah,
It's done.
Thank
It's out the
God.
way. The hiking scene at the end is really pretty and cute, seeing all the characters out in the real world. But yeah, I like that they buck that trend. Get rid
Yeah,
of
the whole that whole trope and cliche where the liar reveal, which goes into Act 3, and then everybody learns a lesson, and we don't make that mistake ever again.
We've seen this before. Fast forward.
I was
Don't
kind
need
of
it.
nervous that was going to last the whole season, and then, oh, we find out in the second to last episode and the band breaks up or something, but they go in a bit of a different direction with it.
Yeah.
I like this episode, again, just with how meaty some of the other episodes are. These ones in comparison, there's not a lot to say. But it's still funny, like, you're not going to get bored. Like, as long as the Mayhem are on screen, they're probably going to do something to make you laugh.
Yeah.
So, fine episode. But now we're going into episode 3, which is a contender for the best in the series.
Episode 3! Episode 3, we can finally play the game, guys.
Simon?
Simon! Let's play Simon or I'll bash it with your head.
Oh.
Cher,
Oh.
you're in a different state than me. I can't poke the colors.
Yes, you can.
Get
Use
Animal
your
to do it with
patience.
you. Animal likes Simon.
Boop,
Boop.
Boop.
boop, boop,
Boop. Boop.
Boop.
boop,
Fuck.
boop.
Boop. Boop. Boop. I got them all.
Alright, you guys ready for the other round?
No. All right, episode 3. So, I know Sophia Carpenter was there, but does anyone else? Who's the other guy? Who's the guy
Amy
that was
Sophia
with him?
Carson?
Oh,
Amy
Sophia
Sophia-
Carson. That is what I meant. Did I say Carpenter? My bad.
Yeah. You're thinking of Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah. But Sophia Carson was there. Who was the other guy? Did you guys know?
Zed.
Zed?
Zed.
Uh,
He's a
As far as I'm
DJ.
aware, it's fictional. I don't know though. No offense, if you're a real person,
It sounds like Zed is
can't
real,
speak on that.
according
It's
to
Zed.
Cher.
Zed is one of those EDM artists that likes to do remixes and stuff. He's kind of like on the same level of like David Guetta and all those other people.
Okay,
Okay.
Yeah.
I know one of those names.
Well, they're in the recording company of Zed, and they're just kind of hanging out. They're recording their new song, which sounds really weird at first. Like they're just recording little sound beats and not doing a whole song. It's weird, but you know, they're doing the recording and Animal's on screen using a drum machine, which seeing that enough was a good bit. Like they could have dragged that out a little longer if they wanted to. But Floyd accidentally hits the button where Animal can hear him in the studio. And he's saying that since there's this new high tech that the modern day of music doesn't actually need any of them. Like Floyd's like, with all these new machines, we're not even needed anymore. But he hits the button right when Animal says, we don't even need Animal anymore. And Animal believes that the Electric Mayhem don't appreciate him. Animal storms out, and the rest of the episode is either a gag about the Mayhem wanting Animal back, or the missed adventures of Animal and Ben Schwartz.
Yeah.
It gets really funny when Animal tries to find a new job. I'm sure this episode will all have a lot more to say. Jules, let us start with you.
Sure. Again, I did not know who Zed was. I assumed it felt like a very
DJ.
Disney
There you
Channel
go. That was the call.
type
DJ.
character. Sure. Well, I will. I didn't have complaints about Zed. I just. You remember the show Zeke and Luther?
Yes.
What's a cool radical name that'll be popular with the kids? Zeke, because it starts with the letter Z. He'll be our cool producer. I know he's a real person, then I feel bad.
Yeah, that's how I feel about a lot of modern celebrities. I'll be like, man, dead mouse, that's a ridiculous idea. He's real. Oh, okay. His mask honestly looks sick. I love the joke they do with dead mouse.
Oh
Dead
yeah.
mouse in the next one. But
Yeah, I don't know too much about Dead Mouse other than that he got in a lawsuit between Disney and him because his helmet looked like the Mickey Mouse.
really?
Yeah.
Well, I'm
I
glad
actually
they figured it
that's
out
right.
because they put him in episode 4.
Yeah, they figured no, so basically what happened was, long story short, I had to do this as one of my research papers for communications class. Basically, um, you know, those certain circles, if you put 3 circles together, they kind of look like Mickey Mouse, right?
Yeah, Hidden Mickey.
Yep.
Yeah, so Dead Mouse's helmet is like, look, you know, it's a mouse, but Disney thought that he was copying them, so that he was sued. But then there were shorts that were made, and Disney ended up using one of his songs, Ghosts and Stuff,
Mm.
without his permission, I think. I could be wrong. It's been a while since I did that research paper. But let's just say I think everything has been settled.
What?
And yeah.
Well, to get back to the episode real fast, what are the other jobs that Animal gets besides Hibachi? That's the big one I remember.
Yeah, I think he was supposed to be like a
Jules, you're muted, I think.
like a
Oh no!
I think one
Oh
of them
wait,
was
you're
like
not muted. Never mind. You're fine, Jules.
Oh, sorry.
I think one of them was a receptionist.
One of them
Oh.
was a receptionist. Yeah.
Yeah, he was answering the phone. He was a janitor.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Animal.
They suggested he be a drummer in a rock band, but that did not go well.
He almost murdered Ben Schwartz right in front of us. I just love. Here's the thing, there are really good Muppet cameos. Like I'm trying to think of some of the best ones.
Danny Trejo!
Danny Trejo is really good.
Danny Trejo.
I think my favorite Muppet cameo of all time is Oscar the Grouch in Great Muppet Caper. But there are some really good Muppet cameos, and Ben Schwartz had a lot to live up to. I think he was hilarious in this part.
Oh yeah.
The more and more fed up he gets with Animal, but then halfway through he seems completely chill with it. And you can't really tell if he's being sarcastic or actually is into it. I kind of adored it. He chose a unique character to take here. But the really unique part of this episode is when they dig into Animal's backstory. Animal gets
Yes, that was my favorite part. That was my favorite part of this episode. It's probably my favorite out of the 4. I know probably episode 4 might be a little bit better, but this is my favorite episode. Just seeing, I haven't watched Muppet Babies in such a long time, but to see baby Animal is so cute. I like babies are like one of my weaknesses. Like babies and like cute little puppies and children, like those are like my weaknesses. He looks so cute.
They did a trailer where it was like, you've seen Baby Groot. You love Baby Yoda. Now, Baby Animal. Baby Animal does have one more appearance in the show, but we'll get to that in the future. I really like it. I like that he's working at a hibachi and is actually really good at it.
He's the chosen one.
They start calling him the chosen one and put him on billboards. I'm sorry, this episode gets me. It's really funny. But yeah,
oh yeah, I'm surprised Swedish Chef didn't make an appearance.
There are no Muppet cameos in this, which I feel like was on purpose. Like,
yeah,
they really want to push the mayhem, and honestly, if you would have asked me before watching the show, I would have said that's probably a bad idea, but color me wrong, they really pulled it off in this.
I feel like if they would have had someone like the other Muppets, like Kermit's like the probably the most well known,
Mm.
then it kind of would pull focus away from the mayhem. Because this is what the show is supposed to be. It's Muppet Mayhem, not Muppets with Kermit and Piggy and Fozzie, whatever.
Yeah, I could have done with some Muppet cameos. Like, there is one scene in episode 5, which I think you're gonna know, Cher. Which I think it would have been funny if a Muppet popped up during that. But
Yeah.
don't worry, Jules. We're just gonna foreshadow things for you.
Okay.
Let's just say that one of my favorite artists is Marshmallow.
Mm.
He's
Oh yeah. Okay. Okay.
Jules, do you have anything to add about this episode or anything with Animal's backstory? You kind of look
was
like
really
Animal
cute.
a little.
Thank you. No, I didn't know when Floyd mentioned about taking care of him. I thought, oh, that's some Muppet lore. I did not know. But is that new for this show?
So that's always kind of been hinted because Floyd and Animal kind of seem to have that relationship. Like in the Muppets movie, Animal needs to go on a walk, and Floyd is the one, like, he's got Animal's chain, he's taking him out for the walk.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah.
there are a couple references to the fact that they're a little closer to the other bandmates, but yeah, they may have said that the two, like, he raised him, but here they show it for the first time.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was really sweet. Yep, the montage was funny. A few of the jokes when Teeth starts crying, driving the van, and everyone just starts breaking down.
He's talking in
that got a
gibberish.
great laugh out of me.
He's talking in gibberish, but Floyd still knows exactly what he's saying. And then he starts crying too. It really is a nice reminder, and it does get on my nerves a little as the show goes on, with what they do with it. But they really establish this band is a family. Like, everywhere they establish it. Which makes some choices that happen later in the show's run a little weird, but again, not here, not seen. This episode, look, I've liked Animal. I've always thought Animal was funny. I fucking love Animal now. I love him. I love how he went on his own. I love the connection with Floyd. And I love that the whole band was looking for him and got really worried. This is how you make your characters more interesting after they've been around for so long. The show is so unique in that regard. Because these characters are old. They're from the 80s. They've been around for forever. And we're only just now getting to know them. And it's really cool. I don't really know another show like that.
Oh yeah, isn't this the episode where Nora and Hannah kind of split off?
This is where they begin their feud, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, technically it was foreshadowed a little bit in episode 2 and 1. There were definitely alludes to the fact that they're on rocky ground. I do love that it's Janet trying to get them to be honest with each other that sparks the big fight. Yes, cleanse your aura. Oh, that's enough cleansing. Maybe you're cleansing your aura a little too much now. Okay, I'm gonna go bye. Janet's a great character in the show, too. I didn't realize how strong and funny their personalities are, but now that we have a whole show with them, I just want another one, and truthfully, I think they should do this with more Muppets now. Like,
Oh, absolutely.
Oh shoot, I just realized, isn't Janice the same person that does Kermit?
And Scooter. Yes, I believe it's the same person who does Scooter.
Oh, Matt Vogel, I think that's his name.
I think so.
Yep.
Yeah, the voice actors are still here as Muppet, like, actors. Like, I believe the voice of Animal is also the voice of Fozzie.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, that's all I have to say about this episode, which I really adore. I will say, the moment when you see like Keep on the cage, and then
Mm-hmm.
when Nora shows up to the shack and says she needs a place to stay, and you just
Yeah.
hear animals say Keep. That was definitely the beginning of me being like, oh, I like Nora. And this sister dilemma goes on for a few episodes. Like, they touch on it in the next one. Do you guys have anything else to say before we jump into the final episode of today, episode 4?
Simon.
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 Is that all? Or are we moving on to episode 4?
Good to move on, I think.
All right.
You
So
gotta keep it strong, Neil. Move along.
is
Like the
this
American Rejects.
is this the one with the Cheech and Chong cameo?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they end the last episode with, oh god, we haven't talked about Moog at all. I guess we'll have to in this one.
Name.
Well,
Oh, he's great.
Moog's
I
okay.
kept calling him Wade because he was Wade in Kim Possible.
Really?
What?
I didn't even
Yeah.
recognize the voice.
You didn't know that was him?
That makes me
No.
like the character even more now.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's-
he was the original Wade in Kim Possible. Yeah.
Dude, that is
Wow.
awesome.
Disney royalty.
So, in episode 1, and I feel like I can do this quickly, the story of Moog.
Oog.
Episode 1, when
One.
Nora goes to get the band, she briefly talks to, like, a big fan of the Mayhem, like he's supposed to be their number 1 fan, and his name is Moog. Moog just keeps popping up because he... Jules likes Moog. He just keeps popping up because the Mayhem are there, but the entire time in each episode, he's been trying to get Nora to listen to his mixtape, and that finally comes into play in this episode. So the episode is Nora is trying to get the band, like, they find the studio in the basement along with Cheech and Chong. They're just sitting there. I guess they've been there this whole time. But they find this new studio. They're trying to record their stuff, and Nora can't figure out what the beat is for the Mayhem when they're trying to perform. What's the song? Is it Rockin' Robin?
Back in Robin.
Yeah,
We
where they're trying to do. I didn't know you were part bird, Jules. This is taking me by surprise.
These are the only lyrics I know to this song.
All I know is the Rockin' Robin, and that's it.
Wait.
Da, 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 da. I don't want to get copyright.
That's my favorite line in the song.
Oh, they joked about that in episode 3.
Did they?
Yeah, they did it in the very
Yeah.
beginning. It's like,
Yeah,
oh,
the car, the van montage,
yeah.
singing songs, and they all suggest, oh, a bit of Bowie, a bit of this. And Teeth just says, oh, yeah, I'm sure, we can sing those and no copyright issues. And they all just stare at the camera.
I completely forgot about that. That
That was
did
actually
make me
pretty
laugh.
funny.
Not an exact quote, but
Again,
Yeah.
this whole show is pretty good, and it has a strong music theme with a lot of its jokes, which I like. But
Well, you know what Madonna says? Music brings the people together.
and you know what Jack Black says? This is a tribute song to the best song in the world. He didn't write the best song in the world, but he wrote a tribute to it, you see. Jack Black and Madonna, together at last.
one of them is a Muppets alumni.
And one of them should be in the Muppets, Madonna. Get off your
Madonna.
ass.
Madonna. Just saying.
Alright. So, this episode, the main conflict is, first of all, the relationship with Nora and her sister is still bad. They are not talking. Nora needs to crash at the shack. And she ends up spending a lot of time with the focus of this episode, Janet. So, Janet gets some stuff here, mostly with her sabotaging Hannah's videos, trying to fix the relationship between Nora and Hannah, which can get pretty funny during the meditating scene they had. But the real meat of the episode, the thing that is like the A plot, is Nora can't figure out what the sound of the band should be. And she has them work with Kesha. There's a bunch of cameos here, and a good chunk of the people I didn't know. There's a bit for every cameo. Like, when Kesha comes out, they sing Rockin' Robin really sad and all get depressed.
Yeah.
They all have their own Dead hat when he shows up. And then they rap it at one point, and Zoot, Animal, and Lips each get a line, and it's mostly gibberish. Does Lips actually start, like, rapping hardcore in that? I vaguely remember Lips rapping at some point in the show, maybe.
I think he did, yeah.
I mean, Lips has style, man. I would listen to it. I'm ashamed they didn't put that song on the album. I would have listened to Lips' rap song. But, so Moog keeps getting more and more frustrated. They record...
No.
You okay?
You okay?
All good.
So...
Jules, are you getting tired?
No, I'm okay. Time zones are all good here.
Oh my gosh, I'm bleeding.
Why are you bleeding? Stop bleeding.
What? What?
Oh, I think... I see. Okay. Well, to continue...
I'm not 11, y'all, okay?
Are you alive?
Now...
As someone who doesn't bleed, I'm very concerned by this.
No, it's just a little. Wait,
It's just
you don't
11.
have blood? What do you have, Jules? What is your anatomy? Are you gonna ask me if I'm a cop again?
Jules does not like this question.
Well, don't worry, Jules. I have to do anatomy again in the fall, so I'll figure out something.
Jules does not like this line of inquiry.
I don't like that you don't want to answer these questions, Jules.
Well, maybe it might be too personal for him.
Well, what if Jules is, like, created by the government and on the run, and that's why he doesn't want us to get his blood or something? Or his not blood?
He doesn't want us to probe him. That's why.
Why would we...
Oh.
The government doesn't probe people, Cher. We're not aliens.
Or are we?
Conspiracy. Back on track, people. Back on track.
This isn't the X-Files, Neil.
So, Jules... not Jules. Moog. Moog tells Nora that this rap song isn't gonna work, but Nora won't hear it. So, without permission, Moog sneaks in... that voice crack a minute ago was bad. Oof. But Moog sneaks in his mix of, like, the original Rockin' Robin theme they did instead of using the rap version. And Nora's pissed about this. She's chewing him out. And Moog kind of goes off on her. I don't know if Moog should have switched the songs like that. I think that could have sabotaged her job. Like, if Penny wanted the rap song, I guess they should have just used it. I get it, but, like, I don't know. I think that could have been written a little better. But, after this, Moog kind of calls her out for knowing nothing about the band. And she sits down and she starts watching old videos. And we get a nice little montage of clips from the Muppet Show, clips of the Mayhem actually performing live in concert in real life. We get a lot of clips of it, and once again, Floyd comes out to get a little bit of character development, where Nora goes, "Wow, you really lived the dream. You got to spend your entire life doing what you love with your friends." And he was like, "Yeah, I wouldn't change it for the world." It's just another sweet moment with these characters. And Then we get the really big plot reveal for this episode with Janet and her B plot, which is Janet has a picture, and Hannah predicts, oh, this is going to be a picture of my sister, and you're going to say how important family is. But no, the plot twist is it's a picture of Janet's sister. And Janet has a twin sister we knew nothing about that she has lost connection with. And that's all we know. We just know they lost connection. We don't know why. We don't know if there's like beef between them. We just know that they're no longer connected and Janet misses her. And I do know that, like, I believe in an interview forever ago, there was a little bit of lore about Janet, which was Janet left her whole hometown because people there, like, they were judging her too much and they didn't like her whole deal. So
Aww.
that's why Janet left, and I'm really sad to say that probably means her sister was in that camp too. I really do like the line of, she's out there somewhere, I don't really know where though.
Oh, wow, Jules, I didn't know you can extend that long.
Oh, I noticed that earlier. Jules has
I
like
got
a
a
giraffe thing going on.
yeah.
I don't
Again, my anatomy is a mystery.
I don't know if I fully trust you now, Jules. You frightened me slightly. You stare into my soul, Jules.
One eye at a time.
I'm laughing because I'm scared. Anyways. Yeah, so that's episode 4. You guys got anything to add? Any stuff you really liked? Any jokes that really caught you?
Not as much with this one.
No.
Really?
Again, I think in episode 2, I really liked that they did the liar reveal and got it out the way.
Mm.
And then it kind of feels the whole... I mean, I haven't seen the rest of the show, but it kind of feels like, oh, we're replacing that with the melodrama of the sisters, which is meh. But if it's still...
Take two, Jules. Take
Oh, wait,
three.
wasn't one of the episodes where I forgot whose phone it was, but it was like a ringtone. It had like the mana.
That was Lips's phone.
Yep.
Mana.
I think it says a doobie, and then he answers manamana.
I love that song.
I was saying, I don't like the Sister Squabble arc much, but it allowed for the Janice reveal, which, whoa. That was cool.
I think it really won me over. I think in episode 2, where, like, I think when they start incorporating the mayhem into the conflict is when it starts to get me. Because, like, the whole episode, Janet is doing all of these things to make her better. And it is kind of a reveal, because there's that one moment where that one guy is like, oh, do you think you're actually doing this because you have some baggage? And Janet just immediately dismisses it and is like, listen, I solve everyone else's problems so I don't have to deal with mine. Get off my case. But, yeah, I thought that was just a one-off joke, but no, it turns out Janet actually has some baggage, and it's neat to see that dived into again. And we don't get a resolution on that. We just know she has a sister out there, and who knows, season 2, maybe we could see that. I liked this episode a lot. I don't think it's as good as episode 3. I think episode 3 is better. I think it's funnier. I think it's, like, tighter with the story with Animal. But I do really like this episode.
Me too. I feel the same way. Episode 3, out of all the ones we have to watch, episode 3, but the ones that I watched up to episode 6, probably episode 5 is my favorite.
Episode 5 is my favorite too.
And then episode 3, but I haven't watched the rest of the series. So.
For me, I would say episode 5 is the best. Episode 3 is probably the second best. And then maybe the episode about teeth. The episode about teeth is pretty good. But yeah, I think, unless, Jules, do you have any more notes? Anything else to add? Share? Anything else?
No notes.
All right, well, we would normally go into rankings then, but as a surprise twist of fate, the whole premise of the show is the Mayhem recording an album. So, I feel like it's only fitting that we talk about that album a little bit. And we have all listened to one of the original songs on it. I didn't show you guys one of them because one of the songs actually pops up in the final episode, and it's kind of like, I'm not saying I cried, but I am saying this is their attempt at a tearjerker moment with this song. So I want to save that one for you guys to see in episode. But we listened to the song that I think is the best one on the album, which is On Our Way. How did you guys like it? Because I am kind of obsessed with it right now, and it's on my album. My album is on my playlist.
Oh, Neil, I didn't know you had an album.
I do have an album, but that's not on it. Mostly comedy songs.
Oh, cool beans.
To be honest, I did not have much time to listen to it.
I thought it was-
that's fair,
I
Jules.
thought it-
I heard half.
I grabbed you off the street, man. I get it.
Yeah.
It was pretty uplifting and very sentimental.
I find it interesting that this, because they needed to answer the question, okay, what is the style of the Electric Mayhem? Obviously they had, Can You Picture That? And the Mayhem has probably had a couple other original songs here and there. But this is the first time they're doing this album, so this is the time they have to figure out what is the Electric Mayhem sound. And I really like that the answer ended up being uplifting hippie beats. They really go for it. And I really love the line of everyone in every places and everyone with different faces.
Yeah.
It's a good ass song.
There was a line in, is it episode 2, where Moog says, "Oh, you don't need to lie to the Mayhem, because they're the only band that accepts everyone, no matter who or what they are." I forget the exact words.
And they live up to that.
Yeah.
I just, look, I can't overstate this enough. This show was a big surprise in terms of its quality. Because, I love the Muppets. I was always going to watch this. I was not expecting to, leave that show loving these characters. Episode 2 and 1 really make you think that it's going to be an Alvin and the Chipmunks sitcom-y thing, where you got the human plot, you got the puppet plot, and the puppets aren't in it as much. It's mostly about the humans. But no, they really want to 80 it and make the show mostly about the Mayhem. And granted, the human stuff can get in the way. It does a little bit in the first episode and the second episode, and trust me, there's more to come with that. But we are kind of, now that we've gotten to episode 3, we're kind of in the golden age of the show. Episode 5 is good. Episode 6 is really good. I'm pretty sure episode 7 is good. The episode I think is bad. I'll give a subtle hint without giving proper spoilers. It's the episode where they all get phones. That's the episode I think is straight up bad.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we'll talk about that when we get there. But
We talk about no phones.
But yeah, this show has really surprised me, and I really love it. I can't wait for us to cover the other 4.
Yeah.
I didn't put another 4 episodes on my list, but next time we get one of my topics, you can see this popping up again. I want us to cover the
hopefully
rest.
we could do one of my picks.
Well, next week, here's what we're going to do. Next week, we're going to cover something on the list. So, the following week, we'll do the first 2 episodes of Secret Invasion. We will finish the list. Now, Cher, that doesn't mean you're going to get picked, though. Because you and Jack are going against each other. You have the same chance. We will have to see. But before we do that, we have to finish this episode. So, what is your ranking, everybody? Let's start with Jules first, because you're new. What is your
episode
ranking?
by episode?
Yeah, episode 1, episode 2, episode 3. Just give all 4 your numbers. Or we could... It's up to you guys. Do we want to do, like, each episode, or do we want to just give all our rankings all at once?
All.
Okay, so give all your rankings, Jules.
Episode 1?
Mm-hmm.
I give a solid... I don't have lips. That was really weird.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Let's say... I enjoyed episode 1. It was all right. It was thoroughly good.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
I agree. I think I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10.
6.
Oh, 6. Sure liked it a little more. What is your number?
Good.
Good is your number?
It was good.
All right, so Jules gave it a good out of 10. I wonder what the next one's gonna be. You know what? Let's find out what the next one is. Episode 2. What's your ranking?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. All right. I would give that one... I think I'll give that one a 5.5. I do agree. I think it's pretty good. I guess we are going episode by episode. Cher, what's your number?
Sink.
5? Okay,
Sink.
that's good. All right, Jules. What'd you think of episode 3?
I think episode 3 was my favorite of the bunch. So I'd give it... let me think. I'll find a calculator.
All right. He's not using numbers, Cher. This is fucking ridiculous. Can't believe we gotta work with this guy. How is he gonna get a calculator that says good? He better not
Maybe
have a
3?
fucking calculator that says good. I'm gonna fight a puppet. Oh, hey, Jules. We were.
I couldn't find a calculator, but I got a keyboard.
Is that
That's
gonna do
good.
math?
It'll spell the word great.
Oh, great.
Oh,
Okay,
good. I still
great.
think it's going to be great.
A great out of 10. Well, I agree with that. I'm gonna give this an 8. An 8 out of 10 for your great out of 10.
Oh, yay. It rhymes.
You got anything to add, Cher?
Simon.
A Simon out of 10. Jules, you're a bad influence. These
Yeah.
aren't numbers.
Yeah.
All right, episode 4. Episode 4. I don't know what I'm going to give this out of 10. But what
7.
are you... 7 for sure. That's pretty good.
Wow.
How about you, Jules?
I'll agree with a 7.
Now you're giving... I'm not going to question it. You know what? I'm going to give this one a good out of 10. How's that shit?
Good.
Can we just have you on for the rest of our lives, Jules?
Good. Yes.
All right, we should inform Jack that he's fired.
It's okay. I locked him out the room.
Oh, okay, great. Jack, if you can hear me, buddy, I guess we'll miss you. See you, man.
Now he's back. You made him mad.
Well, I'll have to deal with that next week.
If we do.
So, yeah, let's go into plugs while I get the list up to do our drawings. Cher, let's go with you first.
Hey, I am actually first. I hope I'm not bleeding this time. Oh, yep, I'm bleeding again.
Do it while you're bleeding.
It's okay. It's just probably my pustulios.
Badasses can do anything while they bleed.
Ugh. I hate having zits.
Oh. Well, while you not die, I was in a movie a few years ago, yay. And that'll be linked down in the description.
That we can do.
Yay. Good.
Okay. I think I'm okay now. Pretty much, I've been kind of busy because of work, but instead of leaving people hanging, I'm gonna start doing monthly recordings with involving song associations. I like watching the song association videos, and I was pretty inspired, so I decided at least monthly, in case if I don't have another topic, I just basically pull a random pile of folded up pieces of paper. So basically, let's say if I pick this one here, I got part, and I have to find a song that has part as one of its lyrics. So, wish I can be part of that world. There you go. That's good.
Good.
So I have like different themes. Like I have like Halloween and Christmas and Disney theme, which I will be doing in August because August is my birthday month. So yay, that'd be exciting. I'm still working on that tier list for Masked Singer. Hopefully, I'm actually off on Monday because of Juneteenth. I'm so happy. So maybe I might be able to upload that video and possibly the Song Association. As for July, I might do Britney Spears. So beware for Britney.
Fair.
Also, I'm on
Very
Facebook,
musical.
Twitter, and Instagram. And I have 2 channels. Share from 2000 and share your creations. Here you go.
He keeps banging on the door. He's gonna get through soon.
Yeah, well, let's get this going quick before he gets in here. I don't want to have to explain things. No, Jack, we didn't do the whole episode with a street puppet.
Yeah.
Jules, do you... Oh, you plugged your movie, but just in case,
Yep.
should we also plug Jack? That way he'll be less violent when he finally breaks in for you?
Nah, he doesn't need it. Oh no, I'm running.
Bye, Jules.
Hi. Nice meeting you. Oh, hey, Jack.
Hey, man. You okay?
He jumped out the window.
Yeah.
The other window.
It's okay. I'm sure we'll see him again if we ever cover the show again. You okay?
You can find me at Jack of All Trades on YouTube. Well, we're doing Made in Abyss reaction videos at the minute, halfway through the season. It's a ride.
Did you have any thoughts on Muppets Mayhem? Oh, you probably couldn't watch it because you were in the closet the whole time.
We were meant to watch something?
Yeah, I guess Jack can't do
Wait, are
this
you recording this?
Yeah. Hey, what? Wait a minute! You just came in and plugged your stuff, not knowing we were recording?
This is how I always introduce myself whenever we sit down to talk, you know?
Oh, yeah, I forgot. I forgot last week when you were like, "Hi everybody, it's me, Jack. My channel is called Jack of All Trades, and you can subscribe right here."
He was drinking from this bottle, wasn't he?
Yeah, he did a couple times. So I assume it has hair on it. By the way, I'm pretty sure.
So does my tongue now, so yeah.
I'm pretty sure the government is chasing him. Yeah, we asked him about his physiology, and he got very, very defensive. He also asked me if I was a cop.
I'm gonna make sure he doesn't get back in.
He was nice to me.
He was nice, you know. I'm sorry he locked you in the closet. But
That's all right.
hey everybody, hi there. I am Dr. Neiltopus. I am.
Are you related to Dr. Teeth?
All doctors aren't related, Cher. Gosh. I am Dr. Neiltopus. You can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Dr. Neiltopus. We got some kind of cool stuff coming. My friend Kylor is currently editing some videos for his channel that I'm in. So go check him out. I will be going to a theme park this week, and I have been thinking about doing reviews of like classic theme park rides, like the swings and Ferris wheels and just, you know, the classic theme park rides we all know. So if anyone's interested in seeing that, let me know. We've also got a couple things in the works in terms of streaming. Sallyface is still going. They just announced that the Apollo Justice Phoenix Wright games and then the remaining Phoenix Wright games are coming to console, so that's going to be a series for a few months, and that's going to be fun as shit. I am so excited to go back to the world of Phoenix Wright, dude. You got no idea. I love those stupid games. I love them. Some of them are ridiculous.
I've never actually played them, but I love just the internet culture around it. It's very fun to watch.
There is
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
just imagine a game share where a lawyer calls a parrot as a witness, and it's all taken seriously and used in a court of law.
Daredevil?
Yes.
She-Hulk?
I was thinking She-Hulk, but better, that too.
I'd agree with that. I'd agree with that. They're both lawyers. But it is now time for the next week picking ceremony.
Can it be my pick?
It can't just
I mean, I
be
missed
yours.
this week, so...
There is a process. It has to be random. So,
I swear, it's not going to be any of my picks,
Well,
and I'm
here-
going to be sad.
here's how we're going to do it. Jack, I want you to pick a number that it is either 5 or below.
5?
Okay, Jack picks 5. Now, Cher, I need you to pick a number that is either 5 or below.
I feel like if I pick, it's not going to be one of my picks.
You
It's
just
gonna-
need to pick any number. It's
It's
okay.
a catch-22.
It's not a catch 22.
22 is well above the number 5. I'm sorry to break this to you.
Oh, I'm scared. It's not going to be any
It
of my
must be
picks.
done, Cher. It must be done.
Why? I guess it'll be my pick.
What is your number?
I don't know.
Say a number!
Je ne sais pas.
That's not a number either.
Je ne sais pas. Oh.
I'm waiting.
I'm realizing the puppet messed with my setup. It's the wrong height now.
I guess.
So you don't know that puppet? He just kind of showed up?
Yeah, yeah. If the government's looking for him, I might rat him out.
Okay.
The store across the street has a camera, actually. I'll pop it in.
I guess.
I expect to see. I want to see something bobbing down the street. It'll be funny.
So what happens if I say 5?
Okay. Cher has also picked 5.
Is that your pick, or are you asking what would happen if you picked that?
I don't know.
I'm not going to tell you what happens, and I'm going to take it as your number. So,
Oh.
here's the thing. 5 plus 5 equals 10. Now, with our current list, there are only 10 topics. So, the number we are going to use is number 10, which is one of your picks, Cher. So next week, we will be covering Turning Red.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You got there. See, you were so nervous. You said the right thing. You said the right number. And just so you know, had you said 4, it would have been Jack's pick.
Yes!
So yeah, next week we will be covering.
Wait, what happens if I would have said 3? Because that was his next pick.
If you would have said 3, you would have. I'm gonna scramble this again next time, but you would have gotten Enchanted.
Oh,
Okay.
that's okay. I got something. Thank you.
No, Turning Red will be a fun one.
Turning Red will be fun. So
Yeah, I'll give it a rewatch.
to everybody watching, thank you so much, and I think we should end on this.
Let's play Simon.
Well, here's the thing. I think we should end on this statement. You play Simon Share. I just want to give a little public announcement for the people. There is a puppet out there who is beating people up and taking their places in review shows. You need to find this person. Help them
I think you
hide.
go back to the house.
Help them hide from the government.
Just gonna lock my door.
Help them hide from the government. Hang out with them. Do what you please, but do not let this puppet near your review show. He will beat up your friend and lock him in a closet and then review the show in his stay. But that's all I gotta say. Jack, you okay?
Simon!
I took my shoes.
He took your shoes?
Simon!
He doesn't have feet!
They're not where I left them.
Why'd he take the shoes?
I don't know.